So good afternoon. So welcome to VEM015 Macroscopic Anatomy. Actually, for this one, LEC and Lab will be together in the sense that for the new curriculum, like the old curriculum wherein the LEC and the Lab are separate entities, the LEC and the Lab are incorporated into this subject. So this is your course syllabus. Overview. So anatomy is the most fundamental of all your subjects in your journey in veterinary medicine. Here, you will get to know the organs and parts found in an animal's body. Since veterinary medicine comprises of different animal species, this is basic anatomy. Our main focus is the dog. The prerequisite subject for this subject is VEM 005, Principles of Animal Science and Economics. Now, for period 1, our preliminary term coverage will be introduction, and then we have osteology and arthrology. So, I will not include directional and anatomical terminologies since this is the first exercise for the lab. Instead of having the directional and anatomical terminologies, we will put muscles into period 1. After that, we will have your prelim or period 1 exam or long quiz. For period 2, your coverage will include the nervous system, the endocrine system. Usually the nervous system is often being the last topic that's going to be discussed, but I want to have this the design of this subject is more like building a building or construction of a building, wherein we will start from the foundations going towards outside. So the bones, the joints, and the muscles will serve as the foundations, and then before you put on the rest of the building, you have to make sure that you have the electrical system, which is actually the nervous system, and of course the plumbing, which is your cardiovascular system. So for period 2, we will start with the nervous system, then the endocrine system. You might be wondering, what is endocrine system? Endocrine system is composed of the different glands that produce hormones. Later in your higher years, you will have endocrinology, which is a subject, and you will be discussing diseases concerning endocrine problems. And since the endocrine system has a close relation to the nervous system, so it goes, this system goes hand in hand. So the nervous system will come, the endocrine system will come right after the nervous system. Then we have the heart and the cardiovascular system. So we will talk about the different parts of the heart, different types of circulations, as well as the different, you call this, the different topics, different blood cells also, and the different blood vessels as well. And then we also have the lymphatic system. Actually, the lymphatic is an adjunct system of the cardiovascular system. But lymphatic system is very important in your immunology. And then we have the respiratory system. So the nervous system, endocrine system, the cardiovascular system, lymphatic, and the respiratory systems are the topics for period 2. And then you will have your long quiz. For the final term, we have the digestive system, the urogenital system, the sensory organs, eyes, ears, and skin. Those are the last topics that you're going to discuss. So, so here are my sources. Evans and De La Junta, Singh, Pasquini, Aspinall, and O'Reilly. And I also forgot to have twice. Singh is actually the one from the one that I have. I will show you later, the book, one of the books. So if you're going to read everything, so sorry. If you're going to read all four rather, books, it's like reading all the entire Harry Potter series. They're very, very long. But the reason why I gave notes, it's because I want to simplify your learning to anatomy. Now we go to your lab. So for prelim, we have 4 laboratory exercises. We have directional and anatomical terms, bones of the skull, mandible, ears, and hyoid apparatus, bones of the vertebrae. We have the ribs and the sternum, and we also have the bones of the thoracic limb. So those are our for the preliminary term. For the midterm, we might include bones of the pelvic limb for period 1. For period 2, we will have the muscles. So muscles of the skull and the muscles for mastication. We also have muscles for the forelegs and muscle of the hind legs. Cardiorespiratory system is for period 3, digestive system, and you have the urogenital system is for period 3. It's very easy. Sources. Now, regarding your grades, the lab and the LEC are put together, so your performance with the lecture will be added to the performance in the lab. So what is the breakdown? So the breakdown is 60-40. 60% lecture, 40% lab. For our quizzes, I will make a poll regarding your quizzes. Would you like to have a quiz by chapter for the lecture? So are you going to do it by chapter, or are we going to do it every three SAS or 3 topics? Because some of these, like for example, osteology is quite long, so we divide this into around 4 topics. Arthrology around 2, muscles only 1, nervous system around 2 or 3. So it's up to you. So I'll make a poll. For this one, for the lab, so our lab schedule is 1 o'clock to 4. Oh, no, it's 8 to 11, 1 o'clock to 4, every Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturdays. Now, one person emailed me regarding their concerns because of religion. No, I'm not going to have any exams during or quizzes during Saturdays. So, for example, so on Tuesday, tomorrow, we will start with directional or anatomical terms, right? So you will be familiarizing that topic in the morning. And in the afternoon, you will learn the bones of the skull, mandible, ears, and hyoid apparatus. You will have your quiz the next meeting. So for directional and anatomical terms, you will have it in the morning. And in the afternoon, you have the bones of the skull and mandible and hyoid apparatus. Regarding the quiz, here's the fun part. fun part for me. You will have either a one-on-one oral recitation, or we'll have a one-on-one. I'll just present the slides with pictures of the different parts that I'm going intended for you to identify. Just make sure that with one-on-one, it will be alphabetical order. My take on that is because I always be one of the first people to get called on either during recitation or during laboratory exams, will do it randomly. Yes, very random. And there's time limit. So you have to identify the different parts. That is, there's a question, and then you have to identify and make sure you cannot change your answer actually. So once you mention it, and it's the wrong one. I have a counter with me. Exciting. It's exciting and scary at the same time, I know, but that's part of being a veterinary medicine student. So, oh, the basis for your grades. So the basis for your grades will just be your quiz and your exams. And if you have for the lab, your quizzes only. So we'll do it, no more long quiz for the lab. Yeah, it's time consuming. For this section, I will not give you a comprehensive exam for the lecture, like the entire coverage, all 15 chapters, because due to time constraints and of course, I want more people to pass this time. Give chance to people who really want to pass, all right? So if you have any clarifications, by the way, is any one of you have a problem with color blindness, especially for males? If you do, please inform me if you have, because one of my students before had color blindness. So dull colors seem how bright that color is, but to his eyes, it's dull. Like he can still recognize colors, but it's dull. Even though if we're going to see it, it's actually very bright. So there's several degrees of color blindness, especially in males. So please do inform me, because um, some of our specimens are actually color coded. So there's like a pin or a sticker on it. So just please inform me if you have such condition. Okay. So if you do have any further questions, please just comment on our Facebook page and I can answer that to you directly. Okay, I'll see you. Bye-bye.